Hello, HDEV 180 students. Welcome to our fall term. I am your instructor, Professor Zioli, or Professor Z is fine. This is our Lifespan 180 Human Development course. This is often a general education course for many of you. Many of you are not HDEV majors, but we do not need to have HDEV majors for this type of class. So just to kind of introduce myself and introduce the course is like the primary purpose of creating this video. You are going to be responsible, as you are with all asynchronous courses, to do the work as it is assigned within the time frame that I have set in the syllabus as well as on our Canvas calendar. So to successfully complete this course, you do need to have really a drive or self-motivation to ensure that you're staying on top of the due dates and what's required of you to learn the material as we go through this textbook. Now, the textbook is Siegelman through Cengage Learning, and it is most easily accessible online. There's the 10th edition is the one that I use to framework and create all of the quizzes as well as any discussions and assignments that pertain to what we're going to be doing throughout the 10 modules. And so, as I said, there are 10 modules in this course. All 10 modules will span out over our 15.5 weeks together, not including finals or the Thanksgiving week break we have during this term. Now, to get started, the most important thing for you to do is to read that syllabus document from top to bottom to ensure that you understand what is required of you as a student, what are some course policies, departmental outcomes, all kind of the nuts and bolts of this class. Now, in terms of policy, I have a few things that I just want to highlight. There's quite a bit of pages involved in this, but the most important of which is to review the academic integrity paragraph, making sure that you are aware I do not allow any sources that I do not approve as citations for this course, and this includes generative AI or ChatGPT. And I know that that's become a real problem in some ways for students to use that as a means of replacing your own thoughts and words. It's fairly easy to detect when somebody is using generative AI, particularly undergraduate level where you should be writing in a certain kind of standard. Also, generative AI, ChatGPT, has very specific terminology and formatting, and most of the time when students use it, it's not because they're not intellectually able to answer questions. In fact, I find that quite opposite. I think all students that I have had in my classes have the intellectual capability to respond to questions. It's rather just a result of not wanting to do the work. And so I just ask that you use degree of integrity and honesty and having some pride in what your work is and not to cheat your way out of it. So this course doesn't have big exams or big final paper. Rather, we do things throughout the term to assess your kind of learning curve with the content that we cover in this class. So please just use your best in terms of your integrity and your honesty and your humility, and that's what I want to see in your writing. I'm not looking for perfection. I'm looking for you as a human being in your work. Now, another thing to look at with this course is the structure. So you'll notice that when you go into the Canvas dashboard into our class, the first thing you're going to see, particularly if you're looking at an interface from like a desktop or laptop, is the home page. And now I know that it's very common for my colleagues to use the modules as the first thing that you see. I am not that way. I actually prefer having a nice clean home page where the module links, the syllabus link, extra credit links, or anything else that I might put on there is easily accessible and seen with just a few couple minutes kind of review. So the modules are listed on the homepage and they will open as the time progresses. The first 2 modules are open now. The next few modules will open up in the next week or two, and so I do allow you to work on them ahead of time because I know how busy our lives are. Many of you work a job outside of school, and maybe you have kids, maybe you have other family responsibilities. I myself worked full-time during college as an undergraduate it. I went to a state school, so I do relate to that kind of hecticness and stress that can come with trying to complete your goals, as you know, getting your degree or whatever it might be, and then also trying to maintain your finances and your personal life. So I do like to have the modules open at least 7 to 10 days early, and I encourage you to work on that content the minute that you have the ability to do so, even if that means cracking open the book, whether it be online or in person, as well as reading through the content in the modules. So you'll see the learning material module step by step, as typical modules and courses are. So I encourage you to go through it as I've listed, step by step. It's a nice way to build your knowledge for that given section or chapters for that module. Now, the other thing that to be mindful of is that I do require you to post your discussions on time. I require you to take the quizzes on time, and I am not really forgiving of late work or missing work due to forgetfulness, or I overslept, or whatever it might be, because I do give you so many days to complete those modules. So if you're kind of waiting till the last minute to just do everything, and then you realize you are over your head and it's too much, let that be a lesson for the next module. Now, the good news is that I do offer 20 points extra credit in this course, and that makes up at least 1 reading quiz and 1 discussion. So let's say you missed a module and it had a reading quiz and discussion, just know you can replace that with the extra credit for the course, and you'll see those instructions on the homepage in the coming days. The other thing in this class is that I do not lecture live. I know that sometimes is pretty easily understood by most of you who've taken asynchronous classes, but if you have never taken an asynchronous class, understand that I do not lecture live. I don't lecture on Zoom, I don't lecture in person. Rather, you're doing the work, again, going back to the first few minutes, you're doing the work within the time frame allowed, so within that syllabus calendar. I am readily available via Canvas messaging. I do have office hours. You can review my syllabus for that. I will also meet you by appointment if any of the content seems confusing and you need clarification on it. But I do ask that you use some of that self-motivation to ensure you're completing the work when you need to complete it. And you are always welcome to message me too if you have any questions or what have you. Now, that is all I have for this video, our intro today. I may post another video in the next few weeks, just kind of going over maybe the reflective essay instructions, talking a little bit about what's expected of you with those, and again, you'll see those point values in the syllabus. Otherwise, I wish all of you the best fall term, and we will be in touch soon enough.